We come to the first real challenge for me in reviewing Neo Geo games, the first kind of obscure Japanese language only title that really does require quite a lot of reading. In theory, you'd think the user interface here should be quite self-explanatory, being mostly pictorial icons, but even so, it's been a tricky one to analyze. It's not the first time I've done something like this though, so I'll try my best. Melon-chan's growth diary is one of those life simulation affairs that the original Game Boy saw several of towards the end of its lifespan, mostly in Japan only, it must be said. I guess it gained popularity with the original Tamagotchi games that were based on the eternally confiscated little keyring thing that populated school teachers' desks in the mid-90s. Here, you're guiding this anthropomorphized melon girl called Melon-chan, yeah, I know, through different phases of her life. You'll need to make choices about her education, hobbies, and daily routines that all affect how she evolves as a character. What you opt for in each situation will impact the growth of her skills, appearance, and even personality. Like many games in this genre, there's no real story other than the development of the main character. There's no great narrative or villain to overcome. It's more up to the player to infuse the gameplay with as much or as little narrative as you want to, and simply enjoy Melon-chan's responses and reactions to in-game events. The areas that your charge can grow are in categories such as intelligence, physical strength, artistic ability, and social skills. They all play a role in determining her final form and personality when she reaches adulthood. For example, focusing more on intellectual activities will result in a more academically inclined Melon-chan, whereas playing more sport or physical activities with her will make her more athletic in the long run. In addition to her stat building, there are various random events that occur throughout the game which can influence her growth. These typically require you to make quick decisions, adding a level of unpredictability and engagement to the gameplay. You might have a random visit from a neighbor or discover a new hobby, that sort of thing, and how you choose to react to these situations changes Melon-chan in some way, with no two playthroughs ever being quite the same. There are a number of mini-games that flesh out the experience a bit, which are usually fairly simple tasks like cleaning the bedroom, cooking some lunch, or dance practice. They break up the rather passive stat management of the main gameplay and can improve Melon-chan's mood as well. The protagonist is quite the adorable little character, it's fair to say, and the anime-inspired graphics look very nice throughout, even if they don't change all that much. Audibly, it's efficient, if not groundbreaking. The music and so on certainly isn't intrusive, which is fine. Fine is a common theme in Melon-chan no Seichouki, it seems. It's all just fine. Honestly, it's very hard to really say too much more about this, as it doesn't have a great deal of complexity to it. That's kinda typical of the genre itself, though. I guess it's a nice change of pace from the very action-oriented Neo Geo Pocket library, and it certainly stands out because of that. As obscure as it is, there's not a ton of information out there, but it feels very similar to any number of other games released around this time on other systems. It's the only one on Neo Geo as far as I can see, though, so there's that. There was going to be a sequel as it happens, but that fell through a few months after it was announced in 1999. The console was still going at this point, so we can only assume this first one didn't sell all that well. A shame, perhaps, but then also perhaps one was enough. There's not a ton of ground left to cover with something like this.